Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Target. Boycott turns Target into a dollar store. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Coming from Business Insider, Target launches a new dollar store style budget brand. From CNN Business, Target creates its cheapest in-store brand as consumers are squeezed. And from the New York Post, this is just a completely crazy story. Target pulls Black History Month book that mislabeled Booker T. Washington and other icons. It's outrageous. Target sales have been down for the last 2 quarters, and the problem seems to be they burned a lot of their bridges. They attacked a lot of their customers that were the bread and butter of their business. They didn't need to do that. And now there are problems with the economy. So Target's solution is throw away their brand identity, throw away their upscale, low-priced identity, and now go low-price, dollar store. Just get products that people can afford to buy that are basic essentials. From CNN Business, Target creates its cheapest in-store brand as consumers are squeezed. Target is taking aim at budget-conscious customers with a new inexpensive brand with prices for everyday basics that start at less than $1. This underscores the way that inflation has squeezed Americans and hit Target sales in recent quarters. A new in-house value brand called Dealworthy is rolling out this month to shelves at Target stores nationwide and online with 400 items ranging from phone chargers to disposable plates and even underwear, taking aim at competitors like dollar stores and Amazon Basics. When they focused on their LGBT Pride Month displays, those had 2,000 items. So this effort probably is about equivalent to what they were doing for Pride Month. No word on what they plan to do yet for Pride Month for 2024. Perhaps they'll go a little bit more low-key this time, because they've cost themselves a massive amount of business they obviously couldn't afford to lose. Prices are among the lowest customers will see at Target, with some products like electronics half the price of other brands sold at the store, the retailer said in a press release. Most of the items cost less than $10, with the cheapest coming in under $1. The company believes it can attract new customers by giving them a cheaper alternative with the credibility of a brand that's actually owned by Target instead of a third party, according to Rick Gomez, a Target vice president, in a press release. Launching Dealworthy is a recognition that Target needs a strong value tier in its offering to better compete with Walmart and dollar stores, according to retail analyst Neil Saunders, managing director at Global Data Retail. Quote, low prices have become much more important to Target shoppers, and over the past year, more of them have been switching to other retailers who have stronger opening price points, Saunders said. Target wants to retain this spend and is hoping that Dealworthy will be the vehicle to help them do this. But even as Target attempts to find success with customers getting squeezed by an ever-rising cost of living, less expensive competitors like Dollar General are running into issues of their own. That company replaced its CEO less than 6 months ago, even as it faces external forces like cuts and SNAP payments that affect its core customer base. The entrance of Dealworthy means a shakeup of 2 other Target budget-focused brands that it produces, Smartly and Up and Up. The former, which largely focused on household essentials like soap and trash bags, will be discontinued and replaced by Dealworthy items. Quote, Smartly was supposed to be Target's low-price brand, but the assortment was weak and the positioning was odd, so it never really commanded the attention of shoppers. Up and Up, another affordably priced Target brand, is getting a redesign and will be priced slightly higher than Dealworthy. Those products, which span 2,000 items from toothbrushes to now dog grooming supplies, have been upgraded to meet higher quality standards and cost less than $15. Target's 45 private labels are popular with customers, generating more than $30 billion in annual sales and giving the chain a key differentiator against rivals. However, its overall sales have tumbled 2 quarters in a row as customers limited discretionary purchases like furniture, electronics, and some clothing. Its quarterly sales fell for the first time in 6 years last summer as consumers pulled back on discretionary goods and fierce right-wing backlash, as well as backlash from normal people, to Target's excessive Pride Month displays took a toll on their brand. And in another major Target blunder, from the New York Post, Target pulls Black History Month book that mislabeled Booker T. Washington among other icons. Target swiftly yanked a children's book from its Black History Month display after a customer noticed that it mislabeled black icons like Booker T. Washington, Carter Woodson, and W.E.B. Du Bois. TikToker Isa Tete, who says she teaches U.S. history to high school students, said she purchased a magnet-style learning activity book from Target titled Civil Rights to share with her students in honor of February being Black History Month. In the TikTok, Tete shows a cartoon illustration of a mustache man labeled in the book as Carter G. Wilson. Quote, "This is not Carter G. Wilson, this is W.E.B. Du Bois," Tete says, panning to a black and white image of Du Bois, the historic civil rights activist who was the first person of color to obtain a PhD from Harvard on Wikipedia, which shows a man sporting a similar mustache. "Peep the stash. They got the name wrong," Tete says, noting that the book was created by Ohio-based children's book publisher Bendon. Elsewhere in the book, Du Bois' name is incorrectly alongside a photo of prominent African-American leader and educator Booker T. Washington, whose name is inaccurately under a photo of black scholar Carter Woodson. Quote, "You can clearly see the similarities," Tete says, of the real and illustrated images of Woodson. "I don't know who's in charge of Target, but these need to be pulled off shelves like immediately," Tete said in her TikTok. A Target spokesman confirmed to the Post that the retailer will no longer be selling this product in stores or online. "We've also ensured the product's publisher is aware of the errors." Bendon, the publisher, has yet to publicly comment on the grave snafu, which was earlier reported on by TMZ. The outrage over the mislabeled legends continued in Tete's comments, where people were flabbergasted as to how these errors weren't noticed at any point during the proofreading and publication process. Bendon is like a coloring book publisher. But the fact that they make a few of these educational books, that's nice, but it's not like what they normally do, and that's probably why you get these mistakes. Quote, "They shook the names like dice and just tossed them onto the pics because how are so many incorrect?" one commenter wrote. Quote, "This is infuriating. That's how you know the Target BHM, Black History Month display is just to throw something up there," another furious user wrote. Others called the errors reprehensible, outrageous, and disrespectful, while another chimed in, quote, "The mistakes are more insulting than not having them in the first place." Yeah, well, it is more insulting than not having them in the first place because you're mixing up the faces and the names. That I would agree with. More users question whether the book was created in the U.S., considering Booker T. Washington, Carter Woodson, and W.E.B. Du Bois' respective roles in U.S. history. According to Bendon's website, quote, "All Bendon books are created in-house. So they make them themselves, they don't send the work outside of their office. But they might have freelancers, and yeah, they could be outside the United States, but what does that mean? It doesn't really add up to anything. It just means they don't have great oversight, and Target trusts Bendon, so they don't assume Bendon is going to send history books that are actually wrong, but hey, a lot of history is wrong." And coming from ReadLion.com, Disney, Target, BlackRock, top list of woke companies investment survey says Disney's the worst, but Target is the second worst on this list. An investment fund focused on investing in companies aligned with conservative values has released its latest survey results to determine the country's most woke companies, with Disney taking the top spot and Target taking the second top spot. The survey comes as corporate America continues to wrestle with pressure to use its companies to promote progressive values to its customers. Quote, "The focus of corporations should be on shareholder returns and providing goods and services to consumers, not weighing in on social and political issues which alienate consumers and investors," said Tom Carter, president and founder of America Conservative Values ETF, which published the survey. Quote, "The fact that playing politics alienates investors and customers should be on the minds of CEOs and their boards of directors." Entertainment giant Walt Disney, retailer Target Corp, investment company BlackRock, internet oligarchs Google and Meta round out the top 5 wokest companies according to the survey. Quote, "ACVF asked its investors and subscribers to nominate their top 3 most woke liberal S&P 500 companies. The company explains on its website, quote, "With the prompt, which companies are the most antithetical to your conservative ideals, beliefs, and values?" Disney came in as the top progressive company for the second year in a row, though its score dropped to 44% in 2023 versus 49% in 2022. Target and BlackRock shot up the list this year after controversies angered shareholders and the general public. Target came in as the second most woke company, scoring 38% in 2023 versus 10% in 2022 and 3% in 2021. Similarly, BlackRock tapped a 30% score in 2023 after posting 27% in 2022 and 3% in 2021. Target saw its first decline in quarterly sales last year after the company went all in for LGBT ideology, marketing transgender clothing to kids in their stores, along with massive Pride Month displays that customers just couldn't avoid if they weren't interested. Target's share price dropped from nearly $167 in February 2023 to under $107 by November. Customers were so outraged by Target's marketing and a supposedly family-friendly section of their stores that Target CEO Brian Cornell belatedly pulled the clothing lines after recognizing the backlash had reached a flashpoint. And much of the merchandise that they pulled, over 2,000 different LGBT items for their Pride Month promotion, wound up being destroyed. Even customers that would find stray items and bring them up to the cashier, Target wouldn't sell them to the customers. They completely canceled the merchandise. That's how badly this went over. Quote, "I've seen natural disasters, the impact of COVID, the violence that took place after George Floyd's death," he said. "But I will tell you what I saw back in May is the first time since I've been in this job where I had store team members saying, quote, 'It's not safe to come to work.'" BlackRock was tagged by conservatives for its advocacy of so-called socially responsible investing, prompting climate change ideology and race-based diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink said the company lost nearly $4 billion in assets, according to Reuters. Shareholder activist Paul Chesser, director of the Corporate Integrity Project at the National Legal and Policy Center, says corporations have not yet learned a lesson that business and politics don't mix. Quote, "Too many companies still have not abandoned woke because they still believe in it," Chesser told The Lion. "The lessons of Bud Light, Target, and Disney have not resonated enough and have not hit home for many of them. Yet." Chesser said that some companies, such as BlackRock, have muted their progressive rhetoric, but that hasn't changed their commitment to carrying the water for leftist ideologues. But whatever accountability there is being applied, and that is actually effective as of right now, is through consumer responses, as in the case with Bud Light, whose latest setback came during the Super Bowl, said Chesser. After an ill-advised partnership with transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney, Bud Light lost its ranking as the top-selling beer in America. And marketing efforts during the Super Bowl were ineffective for Bud Light in reclaiming the top spot. ACVF's Carter agreed with Chesser that woke companies shouldn't be rewarded with investor dollars because they're devoted to ideology, not shareholder value. And you're not investing financially for ideology. You're investing for shareholder value. Quote, "It's clear Disney's adoption of left-wing ideology led by its war on parental rights continues to harm the company's brand among politically conservative investors," said Carter. And Chesser doesn't expect Disney to change under its current leadership. Quote, "Disney is still run by Bob Iger, one of the most woke ideologues in corporate America, who is loath to anger the vast majority of creative employees under the Disney shingle in Southern California, where he resides." In their list of most woke liberal companies in America, Walt Disney's number 1, Target is number 2, BlackRock 3, Google 4, Meta Platforms, also Facebook, 5. Then Starbucks, Bank of America, Nike, Coca-Cola, Apple, Pfizer, Amazon, Microsoft. There are a lot of companies here. For Target to hit number 2 is really bad. So Target has pretty much ruined their high-end brand. Now they're focusing more on low-end products. It doesn't seem like they have that much of a choice. They've burned a lot of bridges with their customers. And with inflation the way it is, what Target normally sells, discretionary items, meaning items you don't actually need, they're not actual necessities. In the meantime, we will watch out for what Target does during this Pride Month. If they burn any more bridges, turn away any more customers, if they do again what they did last year, the company is going to completely tank. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.